What's up? Black men should never act like a criminal for black women. Men set the standard. Now, if there's any man out there if there's any black man out there who's trying to self improve, who's trying to learn more about black history, have a black identity, and really come together with more black men, it's different ways, different strategies for doing that, and I have a guide for all of those things when it comes to health, when it comes to becoming more financially literate. If you're interested in that, you'll see the link for that in the comments of this video, in the description of this video. And if you click on my channel in the bio section, you'll see a link for that. And click on that, check that out if you're interested and you're trying to increase yourself in those ways. Yeah. Now, when we look at, what's culturally accepted and what's accepted inside the black community and what it means for a man to get respect or have any type of masculinity, um a lot of the times, I've even seen among other black men when a black woman wasn't around, even among other black men, they think it's a badge of honor, or it's a respectable thing if you don't killed somebody, or if you don't hurt somebody, or if you went to prison for some type of violent crime. You will get respect for that. And it's the things we don't really sit back and condemn that we really have to focus on, because I don't think we condemn that enough in the community. And I think that a lot of dudes think that they're more of a man, and a lot of dudes do this so so a girl can think that, oh, he a killer, he need to be respected, he's that guy, he's that nigga, that type of thing. And we have to get away from that because it's hurting us. And who oftentimes are these criminals, these guys who want to be criminals, the black men who want to be criminals and thugs? They're going to shoot another black man, they're going to shoot another somebody within their community. And I've seen, even in my own city, man, I think it's a lot of guys this they have the mentality of, oh, if I can shoot and kill you, that's going to make me more of a man, that's going to give me respect. And we have to get away from that, because not only is that destroying the community, that's going to reinforce the community to keep destroying itself, and the men to never get out of a mentality where it's actually good for them, right? Because we think that what's bad for us is good for us a lot of the times, when we really need to be doing what's good for us, and that needs to be the standard, that needs to be what's cool. And the thing we just don't understand is that we have to look at why do we have that in our minds? Why is that culturally accepted, right? And it's all about being self-destructive. And the thing we don't understand about being self-destructive is it disguises itself as, okay, that's a cool thing to do, right? And a lot of these men think that they're only men if they can, be super like primal and kill somebody, and they have to resort to negativity and violence in order to feel like a man. I feel like a man should be capable of, being dangerous, be capable of killing somebody, be capable of being violent. I feel like every man, black man, should be capable of doing those things, right? But the problem is, we have to do it when it's necessary, and do it when it's beneficial, and do it when it's necessary to do it. We don't need to just do it just because we think that's gonna make us a man, right? And really, I think what makes the black man a man is when he's leading the household, when he's leading his community, when he's being a person who can care about more people than just himself, and he can adequately be a leader in his community. I think that that's what really makes a black man a man, makes him respectable, right? It can't be always, oh, he's violent, so that means he's a real man, or that means he needs respect, and that means that the girls can look at him a certain way. All these things, we have to start redefining what it is to be a man in the black community, and what it is to be respected as a man, right? And I think that it doesn't always have to be broken down into a metric of how much money you have and all these things. But I think the number one thing needs to be broke the number one thing that should make a black man be respected is his character, and his ability to provide, but not only on a financial, in a financial way. Obviously, finances is a part of everything. It's a part of it, that you can be respected if you can provide financially. But I don't want to break it down to just a materialistic standard where, okay, as long as he got money in his pocket, that means he a real man. Because that's not what it is. It should be broken down to, it should be a multitude of things. But it has to be things that result in you having internal confidence and internal leadership. The things that are on the inside, not if he got a lot of money, if he can, do all this materialistic, superficial stuff. That shouldn't be counted as, oh, I'm a man now. Or if I got to be violent or if I got to be negative, that's what make me respect it because I can hurt somebody. That's the thing we don't really understand, bro. And I think that so many dudes, we do it because we think the girls like it, and a lot of times the black women, they do like it. And I just seen a comment where I don't know if it was a man or a woman, but I seen a comment on one of my videos like, why do black men think most black women? Why do black men think most black women like thugs and gangsters? Because it's true. It's true. It's definitely true. And it's not saying that all black women are like that. No, not all black women are like that. And I've seen black women who aren't like that, who they just only want dude that's a thug. But I think from my experience, and also if you just look at the household of the black family, you know it's incongruence. It makes sense that they are choosing the dudes who are thugs and who are gangsters and all that. And that's not to say you just place the blame on the woman, right? But you can see that they're choosing guys who are thugs and criminals and all this. And that's why a lot of times we see the household, the father not in the household, right? So, and it's also a true fact that 70% of, of the black family is illegitimate, which means it's some type of dysfunctional behavior going on where the father might not be in there. It's just not a family unit where everybody coming together. And so I think that we just have to start redefining what's cool and what it means to be a man in the black community. And we have to get away from, okay, you're a man if you are promiscuous with a lot of women and you sleep with a lot of women, that makes you a man. Or you went to jail for this violent crime, or you beat up this dude, and all these things. I don't think that that should be the determining factor if that man is going to be respected and that man is going to be looked at like a man. So, and see, because the more we step into that, the more men we're gonna see going away from actually achieving and being successful in life, and the more we're gonna go towards the men being criminals, thugs, and being players where they create dysfunctional families, and nothing is stable. Everything is erratic. Nothing's stable. The family not together. And that's the thing we don't understand. It really comes back to what are we gonna deem as a man? What are we gonna respect in the black community when it comes to the men? So that's pretty much all I got to say. Peace out.